Good morning, Dr. Stanton. Thank you for being with us today.
It's my pleasure.
So my first question is, why did you decide to run for Parliament?
I decided to run for Parliament because I believe it's my civic duty, and I decided to run for the upper house because that's where an independent can have the most effect, because I can initiate inquiries that represent citizens across all of New South Wales rather than simply minority or political party interests.
Can you briefly explain to me why the Legislative Council exists?
The Legislative Council exists as a check and balance on the lower house. It's there to make sure that all legislation is investigated and thoroughly analysed so it has relevance to all citizens of New South Wales.
So why is it important to have a strong independent voice in the upper house?
An independent voice in the upper house allows inquiries on issues across the whole of New South Wales that represent all citizens of New South Wales and not just party political issues.
So then why haven't we had an independent in the House for the past 4 years?
Not had an independent in the upper house for the past 4 years because of the complexity of the voting system. The voting system does not allow for voters to have time to find independents on the ballot paper.
So why is it significant for people voting for the parties in the lower house to consider voting for an independent in the upper house?
Voting for a party in the lower house is a natural thing to do. One will always vote for a lower house member because they're the people who come knocking on your doors, who want to do things for you and look after you. But the upper house needs to maintain its independence of party politics so that issues and inquiries which are important to the whole state can be investigated and analysed.
What do you think your chances of being elected are?
Well, my chances, I have a chance because I've nominated, I'm a candidate. However, the issue for me is one of true independence. I will not take second preference or preference from other candidates or parties, which means I need 180,000 at least primary votes. And that's a difficulty because voters have to find me ungrouped below the line on the right-hand side of the ballot paper.
What qualifies you as a candidate?
I feel it's my civic duty. I've been an expert in politics and media for some time, and I've been a commentator on politics and media for some time, and I feel that it's now time to walk the walk instead of just talking the talk.
No matter the outcome of the election, can you see yourself working with the government?
Yes, whatever the outcome of the election, whether it's a Liberal National coalition or a Greens Labor coalition, as an independent I would work with either of them to improve legislation across the whole of New South Wales.
If voters elect you, how do they know that you'll remain independent?
My promise is to the electorate of New South Wales to act independently of all parties in the Legislative Council and to initiate any inquiry that's necessary for the betterment of New South Wales.